The
Yeah, so please go ahead. So we can start with the second question. So
okay.
I believe the second question
The icing on the cake. Yeah.
exactly. So
Facilitation skill. Second question, right? The
yeah,
icing on the cake of any training program is based on how to manage questions and how to manage participant. It is so natural to ask whether managing questions and managing participant is an art or science. Provide suitable examples, 5 situations to highlight how training programs would benefit from managing appropriate questions and managing quality trainees effectively, which would add value to already the well planned training program.
yeah. So Himanshu, any views about
Uh, yes. So I have noted it down few points. So yes, when it comes to the like how we are questioning techniques using the training program, it's icing on the cake because the way we ask the questions to the participants, that's create a more engagement during the training sessions, and it's both art and science view, I could say. There are various techniques also involved. So what we use in our company is something called PACT. So PACT. Where P stand for pause, A stand for acknowledge, C stand for clarify, and T stand for take action. So suppose if someone is asking a question, then we should listen it carefully. We should give a pause before answering it. Then acknowledge. Suppose the question which person has asked, we should acknowledge that question by repeating it or by paraphrasing the question. And then clarify. We should clarify the doubt and take action. Means what further require, is there any further doubt is there that we need to ask to the participants, or if it's get clear, then we can move on to the next agenda.
acha. So
Yeah.
I think that is actually a good example. What do you think, Redishri?
Oh, Prakash, I don't have any idea, yaar.
Okay, no issues. See, what I was looking at it is from actually I broke down the complete question into small parts so that we can answer according to the small parts. So in the question, the first thing is the question is asking us how to manage questions. That is the first part. Then second part is how to manage participants. So this is the second part. So then the third part, what it's asking is whether is it an art or a science. So that is the third part. And in the fourth part, we need to give 5 examples about how 5 suitable examples about how the training program would benefit from managing questions appropriately so that the quality can be increased. So basically, there are 4 parts to this question. So the first part is how to manage questions. So how to manage questions, like what Himanshu was telling, that seems to be a very very appropriate way to ask questions. How to manage. So what does the P stand for, Himanshu?
Pause.
So you're saying that when somebody is asking a question, first we need to pause.
Yeah, first we need to listen it properly, because sometimes what happen, as soon as somebody asks and we will tend to answer it.
Mm-hmm.
So we should first check whether the person has completed the question properly or not. So in after taking a few second pause, then we need to do paraphrasing of the same question by acknowledging the same.
Mm-hmm.
Means, is this the right what you are asking?
Mm-hmm.
So that we need to clarify, acknowledge it with the participant.
Mm-hmm. So and then so you're telling first listen, and then we have to pause, and then we have to and then you're telling what is the next step?
Acknowledge.
Acknowledge. Okay, and acknowledge, and the last would be conclude. Huh?
So PACT, pause, acknowledge, clarify, and the last will be take action.
Okay, take action. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, seems to be good. Uh, take action. So see, I've actually written it in a slightly different way. So so my understanding, what I put forth is how to manage questions. So I've given a small description how um, about how uh, so
Your voice is dropping.
yeah. So I think I think how we need to go about. Is it audible now?
Yeah, it's audible now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think how we need to go about now is we need to look at first how to manage questions. So how to manage questions is first I'm giving a small description about what are the things that need to be done, especially when it comes to asking a question. So now the questions are from two parts. One is a trainer, a facilitator asking a question, and then the second is questions being asked by the participants. So questions being asked by the facilitator would actually drive the entire learning process ahead. So, and so that is in terms of having questions in the format of open-ended questions and close-ended questions. So open-ended questions actually drive the conversation ahead. Close-ended questions just confirm whether the person has been able to understand the entire training program or not. And so this is from a facilitator's perspective. Now, from a participant's perspective, the questions what we are asking is should be linked to how they are asking the question. That is, first of all,
Hello.
hi, Prathama.
Hello.
Yeah, Prathama, you're audible. Hi.
Oh, thank God. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, wonderful. So we just started with the first question, and sorry, the second question in paper 5, and so the question is basically the icing on the cake of any training program is based on how to manage questions and how to manage participants. Uh,
Yeah.
it is also natural to ask whether managing questions and managing participants is an art or a science. Uh, provide provide suitable examples, 5 situation to highlight how training program would benefit from managing appropriate questions and managing quality training effectively, and would add value to already well planned program. So we've just discussed about first breaking down the question. So the question is being broken down to 4 parts. First part is how to manage questions. Second part is how to manage participants. Third is whether is it an art or a science, and fourth is to give examples. So now we are addressing the first part. The first part is how to manage questions. So Himanshu gave us a wonderful update about how to handle this particular question. So Himanshu, would you just
Yeah.
repeat for her?
Okay, I'll repeat it.
Himanshu.
What we use in our company or usually in our training programs, where there's the one technique called PACT. So PACT, where P stand for pause, A stand for acknowledge, and C stand for clarify, and last but not the least, T stand for take action. So that is what PACT. Now what we do in the PACT is, so P, where when someone is asking any question, so we need to pause it before answering it. So for a
Yeah.
brief moment before addressing the any question, take a pause so that we can ensure that um, like we are listening properly, and also we will get a time to understand whether the person has completed his question or not, instead of immediately answering it. So that is pause. Now coming to acknowledge. So acknowledge is like validating the with the participants whether this is what person is asking. So it's
Yeah.
more paraphrasing the question. Then comes to the third part is clarify. Clarify is answering technique of the question. So how we are answering, that will become to the clarify part. And then take action. Take action is the last, means whether like, did I answer your question, or is there something else would you like to know? Is it what you wanted to know? So something like that. In take action, we need to ask to the participant after answering the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is what Himanshu has contributed. Very, very wonderful, insightful point. So
Yeah.
what?
Thanks.
So what we are looking at, just to dive a little more deeper, uh, in terms of how to manage questions. So I was giving a point of view that questions are basically supposed to be looked at from two perspectives. One is from the facilitator's point of view, and the second is from a participant point of view. So the questions first. The facilitator will ask questions to determine two very important things. One, to drive the conversation ahead and facilitate the learning process, and and from the and from the point of view of the participant, the entire conversation will actually be in terms of to clarify their doubts. So
Right. Yeah.
so having understood both these options, now we are just looking at about what are the different kind of questions that may be asked. So the different kind of questions that may be looked at and asked would be there is something called as uh, uh, 5WHI 5WHI process, asking a question. So basically, 5WHI talks about five W's. One is who, what, where, when, right? And H is the how, and I is so. When a particular person is asking questions about what, where, why, so then
Yeah.
about whether the subject is actually whether the subject is very clear, and they would also have an understanding of um, whether whether the participant has actually understood the complete training program. So now this is with respect to just managing questions. So questions need to be in the form of open-ended questions, closed-ended questions. So open-ended questions can actually just be a yes or no answer, and the closed-ended questions, open-ended questions will be for like who, what, where, when, why, how, so that participants. So so this is part one
Yeah.
of particular that particular answer. Part two of the answer, what I felt was is whether and indirect question. That direct and indirect just an understanding of uh, uh, what is the what is the understanding of the participant. So so whenever a participant is actually having any questions, so so whenever a participant is actually having any questions, so those questions need not actually be answered by the facilitator only. So it can predominantly it can be answered by other other members of the team, so that this would also promote learning. So understanding that 90% of all the answers, what all the answers to questions which participants are asking, one somebody from the training team will be able to answer those questions. So this is just a small gist of how to and so I anything else somebody would like to add?
I have a few things to add on. So thanks for all the inputs. I've noted down whatever you said.
I think
The way I have, yeah.
probably I think in case if our call is getting I will send a second link. So let's see that link. Okay, because I think 40 minutes is actually going to get. So please go ahead.
You want us to disconnect? You'll send a link again?
I know I'll send a link again, but for now let
Okay.
us start the discussion. So please tell me what is your points?
Yeah, so I have actually this particular part, managing questions, I'd broken it down again in the same fashion that you have. First is the type of questions that the trainer asks the trainees. Next is the type of questions that the trainees ask the trainer. And third was the do's and don'ts for the trainer when managing questions. In the trainer, trainer questions, I had put a few things together in which again the type of questions that a trainer can ask was there. So the first technique that you explained for asking questions was 5 why, right? Similarly, there's another way of posing questions to the group, which is pose, pause, and place. So in pose, you actually ask the question to the group regarding it. So this technique is basically used in a group where the participants are not very responsive or very participative in the training. So you yourself ask the questions to the participants. Okay, the next one is pause. So you give a little pause after your question so that the trainees are able to understand what question you have actually asked. Then is place. So there you can use the technique to encourage contributions from quieter members of the group. You can ask them to answer to these questions that you have placed. This is basically more of a probing technique. Okay. Next was the types of questions that you use. Just a second. Yeah, so that was from the trainer's point of view. From trainees, I have actually only the same thing which Mahesh had said, that it's mostly to Himanshu had said that it is mostly to clarify their doubts. The other work that I've done is mostly on the do's and don'ts for the trainer. So in the do's, I've written encourage the trainees to ask questions. There are two ways of managing the questions. The first one is that you can have a spontaneous questioning throughout the training, which helps to keep the training an informal training. The second way is to keep a separate question and answer session. So depending upon what your batch size is and what type of training methodology you have chosen, how complex is the topic, and how frequently would you need clarifications to be given to the participants and the level of the participants, you choose whether you want to go for spontaneous questioning or whether you want to go for a at the end Q&A session. Okay, so that's one of the things that that should be considered by the trainer whenever he's planning his training session, that how will he manage the questions and answers. Okay, so that is again a do's for the trainer, that he should be beforehand. He should give out the instructions regarding asking questions beforehand. The next thing was that you should always redirect the questions towards the quieter participants. So if most of the times you get the questions from the people who are very participative.
Very true.
At the same time, the people who are not very participative would sit back thinking that they are not able to ask questions. So if they are not able to ask relevant questions, maybe they have the answers to the already asked questions. So you can redirect those questions to them and ask them, okay, in your organization, what is the way that you use to solve this particular situation? Okay, so that is one type, one way the trainers can answer the questions. One of the don'ts is that you should never, make a trainee regret that he has asked a question. Never, humiliate him that it is a but natural or very obvious answer and he has asked a question about it. So that's first thing. Then never answer to one particular person. So whoever has asked question, they are already very, especially when you have the new joinees or the fresh candidates in the training, they are already very, apprehensive about the trainings. So never answer directly to them. Instead, make your answers to the entire class as a whole. So this will encourage the participants to, ask more questions. At the same time, since you have addressed the answer to the entire class, if somebody has to add on something to your answer, they can also add on or put a counter question on that. So that will help us in driving the discussion further.
Absolutely.
Okay, so these were a couple of to and fro. These were a couple of do and do's. In do's, you can write that we should always try and ask all the open-ended questions.
Open-ended. I think
Yeah,
I think this is just a first part about how to handle questions.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
you also gave a little pointers about how to manage participants also. So that is
yeah,
so that is in terms of asking people who in so that maximum participation can actually be encouraged,
yeah,
right? And
yeah,
so coming to the third part of the question, that is ask whether managing questions and managing participants, is it is it is it an art or a science? So for that, I have just given a small illustration in
mm-hmm.
my paper about what is an art and what is science, because so only then will we be able to come out and then try to understand uh, uh, whether is managing more important questions for people. So the difference what I've written is that um, that the art of subjective subjective, while art is really subjective. It subjective, and it is relating to a particular subject, whereas science is very objective. So art expresses knowledge, and science actually expresses more about the system in which the knowledge is being acquired. So having understood both these points, that art is very subjective and science is actually the process of acquiring knowledge of that particular subject. So then we uh, managing questions as well as managing participants in a training program is both an art as well as, because art art is to deliver the entire training program, which is the subject, uh,
Yeah,
and the science will be to handle people in a very effective way, so that the maximum learning is taking place in a very process oriented manner.
mm,
So I
yeah.
it is both an art and a science, and this is the explanation what I've given to that. And now coming to the last part of our discussion is the provide suitable five situations to highlight on how training program could benefit from managing appropriate questions, managing quality training effectively. So,
Mm,
any
yeah.
ideas about what is the general example we can look at?
No, sorry, I missed the last sentence.
The last part of the question is how to the last part of the question
The
is we
examples,
should give five examples. So five examples.
correct.
So these examples could actually be examples relating to first of all managing questions as well as managing participants, and
Yeah,
how it's actually benefiting the training program and adding more value.
yeah. So we have to give five situations, including the managing questions and including participants, right? Not five each,
Right.
because it doesn't say that you have to write five each.
No, we don't have to write five each. We just have to
Yeah,
five examples containing both or
yeah. Prakash, I guess I